Still mad about that megaphone, man. I was ranting about this yesterday. Which one of these? One of these lockers up here has Ketchi's ultimate weapon in it, the HP shout. Hanging on to it won't do any good. Dude, your inventory is unlimited. Alright, so yesterday we were trying to listen in on the Shinra board meeting. We got a hint, somebody mentioned that the boardroom is really stinky. One sec, I'm getting a Twitch error, let me fix it real quick. There we go. I think I fixed it. Phew! Not the only character in this game or other Final Fantasy games that says phew like that. I think the goal today is to get out of Midgar. I think we can do that in 2 hours, no problem. Bo-doo-doo-doo. It's a lot of suits. Remember, Reeve is Ketchi. He's going to be a suit preacher party member. What? Rate hike, tra-la-la. Dude, he can jump pretty high for a fat guy. If you raise the rates, people lose confidence. He's the good guy that works for Comcast. What's up, Hojo? I like how Hojo doesn't care. Like, will do science even if he knows it's going to take him longer than his lifespan. They reproduced that gross little laugh pretty well on Crisis Core. Scarlet's going to point out that it's nasty. Something stanky. Oh yeah, let's follow him. One of my favorite scenes in this game is when you wake up in the prison in this part in the Shinra headquarters. It's very memorable, it kind of sells you on the game. Hey, it's Hojo. What you doing, Hojo baby? You let me onto your floor? Damn, Cloud. How many hours do you think you are away from saying you've maxed it out and going to fight Ultimecia? Everyone gets their jollies differently. There's certain games that I like to play on repeat. Can't judge anybody for doing differently than I do. Wait, did I already steal and just miss and didn't even notice? These guys have carbon bangles, that's why we're stealing. We got one carbon bangle, so we can kill the first guy. FF9 would be a good one to 100% and max out all the characters. There's lots of ways you can do that in this game. I really like FF9. You might remember these enemies where they're in Crisis Core as well. Much fancier graphics. And we're excited for the Soldier 3rd class. We're gonna run around in circles until we fight one of those. We can steal a new weapon from Cloud from them. Come on, Tifa. Get your act together. We need 3 of those total. At this rate, I don't know if we are going to get out of Midgar. Team Barrett. Hey Roshazilla, we're just trying to steal a carbon bangle here. Thank you! Mentioned this before, other people in chat, it's not a surprise, but my parents found it at a random pawn shop in the backwoods of Arkansas. I live in California, they found one and sent it to me for Christmas. I don't know how they found it, but the fact that they found it in such a random place is pretty cool. Come on. Tifa, you're not making me happy right now. We might need to give that steel materia to somebody else. We're at like more than 30 attempts, I think, on this guy. At some point we just call it, equip the one we have, and then steal from the next one. Yeah, one more attempt, and then we're just gonna do what I just said. It's pretty bad though, man. Hey, Marty. Bonus kitty. Alright, Tifa, your stealing privileges are gone. You tried. So you gotta try harder. It's not as bad as, Thanks, Roshazilla. It's not as bad as Final Fantasy IX, because right, in 9, it's kind of cool. Because the main character is a thief, they're able to make it so that there's a good stealable item from every single boss in the game, because they know you're always going to have a thief in your party. But there are some enemies that are really bad. The one I remember, there's this Gygus monster. He's like a big giant. You can steal a flute from him for Echo, excuse me. and it's like a 1 in 256 steel chance. So I have this memory of always sitting there for like 2 hours hitting steel. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, let's change it to memory so I don't have to go back and manually do that every time. Meow, meow, meow. Come on, soldier third. Ah, works too. We still need these. Whoops. No, that's fine. Probably gonna kill him, but we can get into a fight with another one. Stealing carbon bangles! Stealing carbon bangles! We're going to set a time limit on this. This is severe. It shouldn't take anywhere near this long, but if for whatever reason we haven't finished stealing the carbon bangles by 4:25 Pacific, so 8 minutes from now, we're going to bail. We'll still go ahead and keep looking for the hard edge, but this is absurd. Hell yeah. In case his current health has anything to do with it, I guess we could hit him one more time. Aha! Took you long enough, damn. Hey, thanks for following, Rishazella. It's good to have you. Yeah, but is that Cloud? Is that superstition? I bet someone's done that, like tested it behind the scenes and see if it's superstition or not. If you can find out one way or the other, let me know. I'd be totally interested to know. But I'm suspicious. I feel like that's not 100%. Makes more sense for Barrett to be the one who covers because he's already in the back row. Come in. We want a soldier third class here. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. That is not a soldier third class, that is a hand. Hey wild dog, how's it going? Leave at once. Good enough. Alright. Pretty sure this is our only shot to get the soldier third class with the hard edge weapon as well. If we don't do it now, later on there's going to be different enemies here and we won't be able to steal it. So it's level based. Okay, so it would help if Tifa were higher level. Gotcha. That's cool. Let's just go ahead and get one of these dead and get it out of the way. And we can work on stealing the other one. Makes sense. So I should look and see if any of these characters are a higher level and give steel to them, just in case. We are trying to steal a carbon bangle. This will be the last one. I'm just going to try to get in a fight with a soldier 3rd class. Thank you for looking it up though, Cloud. I mean, I would totally just try to get him to low health anyway, because there's always that video game superstition, like, when do you press the button when you're trying to catch a Pokemon? When the ball is shaking, like, do you press the A button every time that it shakes? That clearly doesn't do anything, but it feels like it does. Alright, who's the highest level? Probably Cloud. He's probably the correct person to have it. Yes, he is. Okay, good to know. Alright, we still want to get into a fight with a soldier 3rd class. We haven't seen one yet. We'll give that 8 minutes. If we don't see a soldier 3rd class by 4:30, we'll just bail out on the idea of getting a hard edge. I'd like one though. It's cool to get a new weapon. Oh, nope. Tried to tell me I got back attack, but you can cheat it in this game. It's an exploit technically, but if you press L and R to, as if you were going to run away from the fight, but then you let go before they run away, it faces against the enemy again, so they can't hit you from behind. Doesn't work in pincer attacks, but... And the row of the party members is still reversed, but still it keeps you from taking that double damage on the first hit. Come on, Cloud! Get into a battle, girl. Like, Cloud 83, maybe you can help me with this. The soldier 3rd class can definitely... Never mind, there he is. Disregard. That's what I've been waiting on. Damn, girl. That attack hits really hard. Don't hit Tifa. That's better, but still, wow. Scary how hard that hits. No, she can't target who she hits with that, so gotta be careful. Hopefully that doesn't, like... Okay, good. Cool. Just focus this one down until we get the hard edge weapon from it. I'll be using that sound effect, Bolt 2. It's gonna be in the next D&D adventure. Such a promising camera angle. Come on. on, get that weapon. I probably need to turn down the battle message speed. That was so fast I couldn't read it. Skill power or something something. Used up. Oh, he can't keep doing his spinny attack thing. That's good, because it's crazy. Because he has that in lieu of MP. Give me that hard edge, girl. This would be really hard if he didn't run out of MP, because that one attack he does is enough to kill a party member in like 3 hits. Stealing weapons from the soldier 3rd class. Let us do it. Oh, come on, bro. Drop the sword. Drop the frickin' sword, dude. Give me the sword, dude. Alright, everybody, we're gonna do a Dragon Ball Z style spirit bomb, but instead of like gathering your energy to defeat a cosmic villain, I need everyone to send your prayers to RN Jesus through space and time. Gather them all together. Make one big luck bomb. Steal this frickin' sword. Focus all your energy. Aha! The will of the people. Your spirit luck bomb did it, guys. Oh man, Cloud, your timing was perfect. Go team! Alright. Radical, 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 radical. Alright. Right? It might be that it's a stream, so I've been doing absolutely no leveling, right? So my characters are probably as low a level as they could possibly be. We've never done any running around in circles. We haven't explicitly run away from any battles, but I'm pretty sure when I would play this normally. Chat's broken? Oh, that sucks. It keeps happening. I hope Twitch is working on that. Damn, that's the hell of a delay. I guess I'll never know how far behind I am. Alright, so it's 30 minutes later, but we've spied on an executive meeting, and we've stolen 4 items. Let's go Team Marstead. Let's try to get to Crazy Motorcycle within the hour and a half. I'll tell you what, I said we'd do Crazy Motorcycle today. If we have to go over a little bit, we will. Try not to go over, but that was the promise. Get to hear that bitchin' song. Oh, right on, Frank. I have a IRC chat client on my phone that I'll use to talk with the chat if I'm going to be late or something like that. Oh, that's lame. Well, the chat that's displaying in the video definitely isn't going to sync up with the actual chat, right? Because the chat that's in the video is showing you... How do I put this? There's a stream delay of my video of like 30 seconds. And I'm streaming my view of the chat, so you can see stuff that just popped up for me, and when I'm responding to it, you can tell what I'm talking about. But then the chat's actually real time. Just that you don't hear me for 30 until about 30 seconds after I say something. I think that kind of gets mitigated when you become a partner. You have less of a stream delay. Alright, hold on. I think I still have it in the history. We gotta find... what was Matt's excellent Red 13 name suggestion? Did we lose it? Oh, it's too far up. That's okay. It was like a Xbox 360 gamer tag, though. It was like XX Red 13 XX or something. Cool graphic sequence, by the way. Jenova. Whoa! Headless eyeball titty thing. Clord, be strong. I love Barrett's reaction. Where's his fucking head? This whole thing's stupid. Let's keep going. I've never had this happen before where the music cuts out and you get into a battle. Kinda weird. We'll save Cloud's Limit Break for boss fight. It's coming up here soon. Poison materia. Sweets. I think we don't want poison elemental attacks right now. We might eventually, but not yet. The reason is that this upcoming boss is poison elemental, but we can do poison elemental in our armor so that we resist poison. Taking Urus back. Okay, I get his point. He's like, I don't give a shit about Shinra equipment. Oh! Eris might get injured is what you mean to say. What's his plan here? Like, has Red 13 really thought this one through? We gotta get them to breed. Let's just put them in a room together. Play some, you know, berry white. Light some candles. Put on some DVDs. Alright, Bert. What? Got it against Tufa. Oh, because we want to have Barrett in our party. So not yet, Matt. What was the name? It has to be 8 characters. I lost your item from yesterday. It's like XX. Here it is. Yeah. It's like. What is it from there, Matt? We got 2 extra spots. It's got to be like a Xbox 360 gamer tag kind of a thing. Like it could be. Oh, that works. That's perfect. That must have been it. And we totally get numbers. Now, do we do outer X's or inner X's? Guess I like outer X. Oh, it took it. That's fine. Pretty great. It's not going to affect Cloud because he's got Poison Elemental. Get our Paralyze off? It'd be cool if we did. I had to go through a lot of bullshit to get him named Clord. More than I'd like to admit. No, I went to the debug room, where there's a particular room where you talk to somebody in Japanese and they let you rename the characters. This is one of the only Final Fantasies that doesn't have a, well, modern Final Fantasy doesn't have a rename card or other way to rename your characters. Oh, today I learned, don't bother attacking the things in the front, because he just resurrects them. I don't know, the hard edge is definitely a numerical upgrade over the Buster Sword, but it doesn't really look very cool. Alright. Making progress. Give me the materia. Could also could have named him Nanaki, like a typo in Nanaki. Nanuki. Okay, let's do the all-men party. Let's take all the stuff off these two. We're mostly doing this so we can be Team Barrett. More all materia is always good. He already has fire, so you can take ice. Why don't you take fire? Alright, he should be poison elemental now, yeah? Yeah. Cool. Be right there, brah. Give me the materia. There we go. Alright, Red 13, you're gonna be a blue mage. I'm gonna name you Catwalk Johnson. Catwalk Bronson. Thanks, dude. Bum. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, Tony, be online. We might have to go out of our way to try to use Sid in our party. Sid's a cool character, but you don't get him until close to the end of the first disc. So historically I have not used him very often just because you get him so late. And I'll usually have already invested in my other party members. Maybe we'll do like the two latest possible characters, I guess, would be Sid and Vincent, right? We gotta at least keep Barrett in our party though, regardless, until we get the Gold Saucer date. Crazy how long Disc 1 is in this game. It's like the Gold Saucer date is Disc 1. That's a really long time from now too. Yuffie plus Sid? Could do it. I don't think I've ever done Yuffie plus Sid. Do they have any attractive limit breaks? I guess that's the only thing that really makes characters different in this game, huh? I had to go through a lot of stuff to get that battle-y swirly thing to work. Ooh. I feel like that attack and that it gives me a lot of limit break. Hey Falix, how's it going, man? Right? Claude, I had just killed them when that popped up on my screen, but if I run into them again, I will. I mean, like, steal once and have them drop it immediately. Always happens. Let's try to head downstairs to the healing area. Cool. Get all our MP back for free. Save our game. We got 3 limit breaks, so we'll use those in the boss fights that are coming up. So you should make sure that Red 13 and Tifa and Eris all have materia for their boss fight. Barret can attack, but the other 2 cannot. Of course, Cloud. Just figures, right? I have Rude's gonna show up behind us. Instruct us. Why you gotta be so rude? Hey, Angel Asukara, how's it going? Beat me to it. Feeling alright. All this nonsense infiltrating the place, why don't we just fight them? All these boss fights, and some bald guy walks behind us, acts all rude. I was like, well, guess the jig is up, guys. Etc. The Turks are the like the spy wing of the spy/assassin wing of the Shinra Electric Power Company. They like do wet works and stuff. You know. This is a cool song. I like playing this on drums, playing along with it. Drums. This one and the song reminds me of Devil's Lab from Final Fantasy VI. It plays in the Magitech Factory. That song is sweet. Yeah, you got it. Why you gotta be so rude? Wipes off Barret's spit. Yes, he is. I would love to see him live. Oh my god, my sister-in-law, Lisa, her boyfriend is an engineer, he's a big Final Fantasy fan. And he went to go, I don't know what, it was like one of the Final Fantasy Distant Worlds concerts where Nobuo came out on stage. And he comes out on stage apparently, and everyone's screaming and hollering and excited. And my sister-in-law is like, I don't know, this guy came out with this cute little mustache and everybody started screaming and I didn't get it. And I'm like, Lisa, oh my god, I can't believe you were there and I weren't. Ah. Damn it. We're gonna be not say the right thing to these folks. I wonder how Barret's doing. Check on him first. I love the way Barret thinks about Red 13. You a cold dude. So damn boring. The hell, Grandpa? Oh, I see how it is. Just trying to recreate Zack. Tufa, you're there too? Excuse me. Cool. Tifa's a strong, beautiful bartender, and she don't need no cloud. Falna. Keep telling Tifa no. Wish I could have picked let's just get some sleep without checking on Urus. I guess it had to achieve the goal of pissing off Tifa more. Tufa. Alright guys, if you're all tabbed and you've never seen Final Fantasy VII before, we have at least one person. You should tune in here. This part's pretty sweet. This is the part that makes me go, whoa, this game is serious shit. I need to start paying attention. Doors open. This is a game master's dream. Like, this is the part you'd be waiting to get to the whole time you're conducting your game. Why is the doors open? No human could have done this. I would agree. Mitsuda Koji Kondo. Koji Kondo is a genius in what he was able to do with so few resources. Oh man, the Jenova tank song is called Trail of Blood. Yasunori Mitsuda. Revo, the guy who did the soundtrack for Bravely Default, I was super hesitant. Like, I really was upset with Final Fantasy X, 2, and 13 for not having a Nobuo Uematsu as the composer. So I went into Bravely Default like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna like a Final Fantasy-like soundtrack again that's not by Uematsu, but Revo's Bravely Default soundtrack is amazing. You should check it out. You'll get to check part of it out whether you want to or not. It's like the main theme of a certain group of enemies in my D&D adventure. Cool. I had to get Urus and Tufa in my party. There's also, I forget his name, the composer who does Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy 12, the Evil East games. He has a very different style, but I really like it. There's Shogo Sakai, the Mother 3 guy, Hip Tanaka, the Earthbound guy. The composer for Wild Arms is a woman. She's very good. So is the main Castlevania composer. Castlevania's music is frickin' rad. I should learn her name. Both of their names, the Wild Arms lady and the Castlevania lady. Trail of blood. What's happening? What's the dealio? I like the scratches on the walls. You're like, is this like a monster? What did this? Like that they went to the trouble of making the ground be all bloody in the battles as well. They didn't have to do that. Piezo shower? Michiko Naruke, gotcha. Guy's poison elemental, apparently. They're both poison elemental. Alright, so we've learned that we made a very bad decision. Hitoshi Sakamoto, that sounds right for Final Fantasy 12 and Tactics. I really like his style. It's a little more subdued, a little more orchestral, but it's still melodic, is what I think that's the... I think you could write video game music that wasn't for video games and didn't use chiptunes if you just focused on extreme melody. There's oh man, his name is slipping my mind, the Silent Hill guy. What's his name? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Someone's gonna say it, and I'm gonna be like, oh damn it, I knew that. I use a lot of Silent Hill music. I feel like the Silent Hill composer is as important to Silent Hill as Nobuo Uematsu is to Final Fantasy. Like, if I hear that there's a Silent Hill game coming out that doesn't feature him as the composer, I'm suspicious about whether it'll be a good game at all. We really gotta change Cloud's... Akira Yamaoka, that's the name. There we go, yep. Got it at the same time. On my end. Yeah. Jack Wall is an amazing composer. Jack Wall is the composer for Mass Effect 1 and 2. He did such a good job with Mass Effect 1, or I'm sorry, Mass Effect 2, that he was like, they asked him to come back and be the composer again for 3, and he said, guys, I tapped myself out creatively. Like, I did everything I could possibly do for the Mass Effect series with that game. If you bring me on, I could be your composer again, but I'm out of ideas. It won't be the last time she falls over, Cloud. The Mass Effect soundtrack is perfect. It's so good. Especially the second one. Oh man, there's some kind of monster that was ramping around, right? Claw marks everywhere? Monsters don't use big swords. Only Sephiroth can use that sword. Hey, it's Palmer. Please don't kill me. No, I haven't. That's funny though. I don't remember what it was. It's like a webcomic or something that says that. So the original One Winged Angel lyrics are "Es tuans interis ira vehementi," which is Latin. But they said that it was bells, frogs, big cherries, Peter Pan, magic cheese, Sephiroth, My wife, whenever she hears One Winged Angels, she always sings that bells, frogs, big cherries, Peter Pan, magic cheese. Kind of ruins it. It's too perfect. It's like that Rock the Casbah song. I don't hear Rock the Casbah anymore. I hear Lock the Taskbar, Lock the Taskbar. Oh man, who's in the helicopter? Yeah, go ahead, Cloud. Thanks for asking. What kind of person he is? I hear that no one's ever seen him bleed or cry. Pretty specific. Yeah, if you throw the link in chat, Cloud, I'll check it out after the stream. Okay, I'll check it out after. Thank you. I'm Clord, former soldier first class. All right, sound off, team. And the best part about this is Rufus's response. He's like, "What a crew." I'm from Avalanche. Same here. I'm a flower girl from the slums. I'm a research specimen. What a crew. I know, that line's always cracked me up. Like, he's clearly the cooler person here, right? I'm looking forward to checking it out, Cloud. I can imagine right now. I like the, Cloud is making a proposition stance he does where he, takes one step forward, like... Alright, Clord. What's that? Let's remove it. Just their materia, right? It doesn't touch their equipment, I think. Okay, so we need them to have magics now. You're gonna stay our healer character. You're gonna stay the blue mage. Random other crap that we don't really need. Can we do lightning elemental? That would be great. The robots are going to be fighting here in a second. Yeah, that's the ticket. And this is something all... Don't really care about that extra sense materia. It's one of the worst materias in the game. Everyone else is doing fine on stats. Looks like a really tiny elevator, right? But use your imagination. It's not actually that tiny. Kinda cool. It's a really tall building. Get it, Bert. This would really be good to have some grenades, but... Did we get any? Did they just drop ever? It looks like we'd have to find one particularly. Yeah, it's okay. Doing the lightning elemental may have been overkill. I mean, when he attacks, how much damage does he do with a physical attack? Oh, well, when it crits, it makes a difference, but it doesn't always crit, so... Do a regular attack again. Yeah, we shouldn't have done that. We should have given bolt to somebody else and just had him attack normally. It's not over yet. Hey, welcome back, Indigo. Getting pretty close to the advertised crazy motorcycle sequence. Really cool little cutscene. There's like 3 different versions of cutscenes. There's one that has all the characters looking like Popeye. There's one that has them in their best quality models, and there's one where they kind of look like these battle models. And this one's the one that's the best quality models. Hooray! That's teamwork. Really tall building. That building tall as hell, though. I don't know if there's anything that's worth stealing from him, but, you know, why not? Don't think there is, but we'll try it. I have this vivid memory of there being a glitch or a typo or a mistake in the Final Fantasy VII strategy guide. It said if you use Morph on Rufus, you turn into a shotgun. Yeah, Hironobu Sakaguchi was talking about that at his PAX panel. He was like, when we did Final Fantasy VII, it was our first time doing 3D. We had no idea what we were doing. It's a miracle it even came together in the first place. We just like cut and pasted and put everything together with a team that only knew how to do 2D. And when they got around to 8, they finally knew what they were doing and they were able to hire some more people that knew what they were doing. I don't think he has any good steals. We can just bail out on it and kill his little pet. Nothing to steal. Confirmed, 100%. Ooh. Ouch. I wish that would have happened after our long break. Nice. Hey, welcome back, Ino-chan. Ouch. Hi. This is the face, Rufus. That's all for today. Alright guys, crazy motorcycle hype! Woo! Part is rad, graphics are cool, the sequence is really neat. It's definitely an end of chapter event. Looks like we're gonna be able to get pretty far into the next thing too, which is cool. Good choice to have this music keep playing. I'm not gonna use it, but at least level it up, I guess. Thank you. Urus, Bert, Red 13, XX Red 13, 360 no scope, 420 blaze it, Red 13. That, like Barrett. Yeah, well, that ain't happening. We ain't doing that, bro. Thank you, Mr. Burt. That's my favorite Barrett line. Huh? Oh yeah, you a cold man. That's the funny thing to say to it. Oh man, get hype. Here we go. Sick dough. Graphics. part's pretty awesome. This is how they advertise the game too. So I know a lot of people who like didn't know what an RPG was and like, oh man, it's some kind of sweet motorcycle game. It's like, not quite. Okay, well, let's get all the crap off of these two. Oh, they already have all their crap removed. Okay, that works. Gotta keep Barrett next to Cloud so we can go on their date together. Just bail out on that whole poison elemental plan. It's not really working out for us. Alright, that's good enough. Right? Catchy as hell! Here we go. Used this song in my D&D game. We had this sequence where the party were on these like platforms that were racing one direction all the time. So it was like this big chase. And I played this song. There's a way to cheese this. I saw the speedrunners do it where you can make it so that there's only one biker and he never gets close enough to actually hit the car. I'd rather do it legit. Come on. I have to do this at the gold saucer and get better at it. There we go. Yeah, right? And then you can just avoid the whole thing. But you actually want to hit them when you do it in the gold saucer because you get stuff based on how many of them you hit. Here we go. Yeah, me too, Cloud. Those Puexel. That was a really cool run. That was the one where he like did the Yuffie skip, right? He did the weird shit where he like jumps to the Ultima weapon fight and kills it because he technically starts with only one hit point. Yeah, I hear that. Hey, Fly My Kite, welcome back. I like watching that though because it's kind of cool seeing people get all they can out of the game, you know? Eking out absolutely every little bit. Yeah, I like watching speedruns, but that's why this channel's not a speedrun channel, is that... I guess if I were smart, I could have had them in their opposite spots in the party, right? I want to do the opposite of speedrun. Take your time, smell the roses, you know? That's how most people play the game. Dun, dun, dun. Here goes. Right, the opposite of a speedrun. Exactly. You're even more extreme than I am, man. Like, I'm probably gonna 100% that. We're gonna get Knights of the Round, for example, but... Yeah, I don't have fun doing speedruns myself. It makes the game stressful. I might have fun speedrunning a part of a game, but trying to do the whole game would be very stressful. It's actually kind of stressful watching speedrunners sometimes if it's a really hard game. Damn. Damn, girl. We can finish them off with our limit breaks now. Holy crap, I should play Dragon Age Inquisition. I've heard it's really good. We'll do that on here. Be a nice newer game to play too. Hey Gadget, how's it going? Not quite enough, we should probably heal them. Probably close, but let's just not risk it. I saw high praise for Dragon Age from Tico on Penny Arcade. That's cool, I'll pick it up. It'll probably be on a Steam sale and be cheap. Summer Steam sale. That works too. Whatever, man. Whatever's easy. I'm not used to the whole physical copy thing. My PC collection is entirely digital. I think I've got a Diablo 2 disc sitting around somewhere, but I was able to convert that to digital too. Cool. Saying a lot. Alright, so Tifa and Eris are going to give me shit for taking Barrett and Red 13 in my party. That's the only way to snub both of them and ensure the Gold Saucer Barrett date. That might be fun to play on Xbox as well. I like console games. They feel more casual. I can just sit down on the couch and enjoy them. I have to kind of tense up and sit up straight when I'm playing a PC game. And keep no promise? What you talking about? You would be right. Let's go. Why would we stay here? It would have to be Clord. Shit, alright. I guess there's a random battle that you can't really control. I mentioned earlier the random battle RNG system is the seed is the step counter, but that's only on these maps. It doesn't count on the world map. So there's a random battle out here that can ruin a speedrun. So you'll see speedrunners, even though they waste like a few seconds doing it, they'll always save when they come out here just in case. Alright. Go ahead and give me shit. Unexpected. Combination. Have fun with just the guys. I remember this blew my mind as a kid. I was like, okay, this game takes place in Midgar. Got it. This is this cool, futuristic city place. And then you leave and there's a world map, and you're like, what? Hey, Shittle McFiddle. I like your name. That's pretty sweet. Hey, Shittle McFiddle. What's up, bro? Alright, we're going to Kalm. We're probably going to get into a random battle on the way there, but that's okay. We're not speedrunners, so we're not at like the lowest possible level and in danger of getting one shot. It's a pretty cool enemy. He's like a living, like, chopper monster. Thanks, man! Yeah, I can... Gotta add some more of the stuff back there. How much for my entire wall? I'll show you how to do it later. We're gonna do a stream... Might not be next week, but the following week we'll do a 2-hour segment on how to do bead spriting. We'll pick a sprite from a game we've played recently. Get my iron out, get my webcam all set up. But if the question is how much was it spent, my parents found this at some random pawn shop. They didn't tell me how much it cost. I'd expect around $50. The bead sprites I made myself, you can get the bead spriting materials from like a craft store fairly cheaply. Like I think a starter kit's maybe 15-20 bucks. Then you just need an iron and some pegboards so that you can melt them together. So there's some hours of effort involved in that, but you don't have to do a lot of investment other than the time investment. And this is a mask from Nepal. Me and my wife went last year. It's one of the guardians of the 4 cardinal directions in Buddhist mythology. You can kind of make out Mega Man's crotch too. I should move him down a little bit. Alright, here's the big flashback. If you were just watching Crisis Core, all of this is going to make a lot of sense, because this is exactly where we are in Crisis Core right now. There we go. That's better. Remember, everything he's saying right now, this isn't Cloud, this is Zack. Like, dinky ass, not a big deal, security officer Cloud was not friends with Sephiroth by any means. When we talk to one of the dinky security officers, the one that says he's motion sick, that's actually Cloud. Yeah, that's what I Shittle McFiddle. I played Crisis Core when it came out, and I only got a couple hours into it, and then I got sidetracked. We're doing that on this channel too. Check it out. Hey, how are you doing? Yeah, so bottom left guy, that's actually Cloud. Guy in purple is supposed to be Zack. Cloud is misremembering this. Settle down. We definitely know that it's Zack because he's doing squats. Yeah, Crisis Core is great. We're 10 hours into it? Maybe 12 hours into it? Really enjoying it so far. Got really cool cutscenes. Lots of gratuitous fan service. Thought you wanted a briefing? Notice young Cloud gets a custom portrait. Nibelheim. This is your let's establish you just how much of a badass Sephiroth is sequence. Right? Crisis Core did a really good job. Don't spoil anything for me, Shittle McFiddle. We just got to the part of Crisis Core where we're going to Nibelheim. But it was we saw enough of it to see the very beginning where everything is word for word quoted from Final Fantasy VII. Now look, see, I do like 10 damage, and Sephiroth does like 3,000 damage. I like there's like an unreliable narrator component to this, right? I mean, like, yeah, Sephiroth's a badass, but we already know Cloud's an unreliable narrator. So it's possible that that entire battle is just fabricated to show he's way more crazy than you even think he is. Yeah, I hear that, Cloud. Then we reach Nibelheim. So if you're just watching Crisis Core, this scene will be very familiar because it's shot for shot, except with shitty FF7 graphics instead of Crisis Core graphics. Yeah, Shittle McFiddle, we had somebody in chat accidentally called Tifa Tufa, and it just went crazy from there. So Tifa became Tufa, Cloud became Clord, Barrett became Bert, Eris is Urus. We need names for Yuffie still. He does his little laugh. I like this. It's done, Shittle. It's oofy. Okay, so the one on the left is not Cloud. Where we were practicing our pose with him. ICUP. I really like Oofy. Like she just fell down. Oofy. Okay, so that's actually Cloud. We'll try to keep track of which one is Cloud. Yo, wait a minute. What's up, Bert? Name of Sephiroth's mother. That damn headless spook. It's a reunion of childhood pals. The Crisis Core implementation of Tifa is pretty gratuitous. Excuse me. That's Cloud again right there. I don't take pictures with nobodies. Right? Where's his fucking head? I love that scene with Barrett. They're gonna do the ah. It's a common animation in this game. It's like the spell casting middle finger waving animation from Final Fantasy VI. Soldier? Salsa? Are you? I found a chest. I found a chest, but it's not a real chest. It's a pretend chest. The furnishings in Nibelheim are a lot less crazy than the slums, which are full of just random knickknacks and crap. Now, as you'll remember from Crisis Core, if you were just watching that, Cloud never went into Tifa's house, and he never went into his mom's house. He was embarrassed that he didn't make it to Soldier First Class, so he kept his mask on. So anything that's happening here is Cloud creating this, inventing this out of whole cloth. Right. Everything else is a Final Fantasy VII chest, but the actual, like, fantasy chests. Sure did. Orthopedic underwear. I'm gonna say it's true. That's gonna piss her off, and our goal is to go on the date with Barrett. Clord. We're talking about something really important here. I think the only really plot hole I feel like in this game is that Tifa doesn't jump down your throat, even in private, and be like, dude, your memory of this is fucked up. If we play this when we come back later, we can get Tifa's final limit break. Do, re, mi, ti, la. Do, re, mi, so, fa, la, ti, do. Remember as a kid I would always get out a notebook and write down what that was so I could put it in later. So this scene is invented since Cloud never went into his house. Yo, wait, I want to hear. That's the biggest problem with this game, that if he's really misremembering this so bad, I get that Tifa wouldn't speak up in front of all the other people because it would be embarrassing for Cloud, and this is probably the first time she's heard Cloud tell this story, so I'm sure she's just like, what? You alright, buddy? But you think she'd at least like take him aside and try to talk to him about it. Lord? See, all the flashing is because none of this actually happened. An older girlfriend, if you look in the instruction manual, it gives you the ages of all the different characters. Eris is older and Tifa is slightly younger. Yeah. Mama Clord. Clord Mama. Really? I didn't know that. That's cool. You never get really zoomed in close enough to see. But I'm sure you could see it in like the debug room. They should have just used a wall market dress-up Cloud. Should give you an idea If you're coming from the perspective of they wouldn't include something unless if it meant something, the fact that when you walk into some of these buildings he has these like weird memory flashes should hint to you that Cloud's memory is kind of dookied up a little bit. So like this guy is like Tifa's kung fu master, I think, because Tifa, she fights with her bare fists. Zengen. I want to play a game about Zengen traveling the world of Final Fantasy VII and teaching children martial arts. He's a sweet cape. Somebody make that game. Boiler. Right. Someone's got to travel the world teaching martial arts to children. Why not Zengen? I'm glad that they decided to include that character. On their chest I can't actually open. What's up, bro? Oh yeah, you're right. Thanks, old tavern man. You gave me exactly the amount of gossip I was looking for. Aw, yes. That's right. Check out young Cloud's portrait. It's kind of how he looks in Crisis Core. Got an earring. I don't think he has any gear, does he? Buster Sword. Preemptive, which I wish I could take off of him. Nah, man. Actually, not at all. I heard a guide to the Mako Reactor. Mako. I've always said Mako, I'll just go with that. This scene where someone takes their picture is really important. We'll see it in Glorious HD when we do Crisis Core, because we're right around this part, but it's important in like Disc 2 of Final Fantasy VII. You don't get to keep it. It is an actual materia that increases the rate of preemptive attacks. You don't get it after this cutscene, but you can find it later in the game. I just don't remember where you find it. It's a good idea. It makes the battles a little bit faster. This is really intended to be a cutscene, not a place where you're supposed to get into a lot of battles. I'm Tufa. Nice to meet you. Big smile. The long-range materia that's on Young Cloud. Okay. Uh-oh. I don't remember where you find it in the actual game, Cloud. I know you can get it, I just remember where you find it. I'm looking forward to the long-range materia. We're gonna get that in outside Junon. I'm also not entirely clear. Does anyone know what actually happened to Tifa here? Like, this is still part of the hallucination. May sound cold, but we've got no time to search for him. So it's like, is the missing person Cloud? Or is the guy in blue with us right now, is that Cloud? No. The actual version of events here isn't particularly clear to me when it comes to what's actually going on with Tifa. Cloud being useful right now. The one with us, and the other one is just dead. Okay, that helps. Tifa actually fell. Didn't she get injured though? And like her dad got mad. Like she didn't travel with us in this part. She got hurt from the fall. No, I could come up here. Okay. Lazaga. I feel like Sephiroth could really screw up his victory pose and be a very unhappy camper. Oh! Okay. That's very helpful, Cloud. I thought that was here. That's why this whole thing has been so confusing to me. So that had nothing to do with this. Like, the 4 of them actually did fall, or... Yeah, the 4 of them really did fall. Tifa, Cloud, and Zack. But they were all fine from there, they just moved on. Tifa didn't get, like, injured or something. Okay. Gotcha, thank you. Because of the Mako energy. I think we're gonna go up until they're gonna give me a chance to take a break from this flashback. We'll go up till then. There's a long time after the next save point after that, so. It'll be a good time to stop too, because all the events in Crisis Core will be at the same time as the events here. Tear in its natural state. Notice Sephiroth's eyes, the deep blue, who's been bathed in Mako. I guess that makes sense, because the ancients are like actual wizards and magic users, and if materia is crystallized Mako energy, and Mako energy is the life stream, then it would make sense that all these souls that can cast magic are being crystallized, and you could use their powers. That's correct, Shiddle McFiddle. In fact, next week we're going to make it even crazier. We're going to be adding Shadow of the Colossus on Monday, and some more games in free play mode during the week. If you like those games, click follow. I'll be playing them. It'll be from noon to 6 p.m. Pacific every day. And if you miss anything, I always load the VODs to YouTube. Got my YouTube channel link there. Anything we do on Twitch, I'll always load them on there, since they drop off of Twitch after a couple weeks. Bum bum. There is the Mako reactor. It's causing all the problems. Actually, we just beat Chrono Trigger and we did the cool developer ending, which is where you beat the game with Chrono and Marley alone in a New Game Plus. Alright, so that's actually Cloud, who's like, no dice, you can't come in. So if nothing else, if Tifa didn't know that that guy, that infantryman was Cloud, then it would make sense that she'd be quiet here because she would be confused that Cloud knows this whole story despite not having been there, you know? It's pretty good, man. If you want to see what it's like, you can tune in. We just got to a really, really important part of the game. We basically got to the Disc 2 change in Chrono Cross. But we'll be continuing that on Monday along with Pharmacy Tactics, War of the Lions. Some more important cutscenes here. Jenova. Close the valve. Look how he drops down like, ugh, gross. So there's Professor Gas, Professor Hojo, and Professor Hollander. Surprised they didn't just use Gast. This is a cool little graphic that's coming up. It's very creepy looking. Thanks for following, Shuttle McFiddle. Good to have you. Cool little concept art. Hojo of Shinra produced these monsters. He doesn't know. Whoa! Calm it down, calm it down! Graphics. Thanks, man. Good to have you. You were kind to say so. Ah. Alright, I think we're getting on our take a break save point here. If so, we'll go ahead and save. Didn't quite understand what Sephiroth was saying. That shouldn't surprise you, man. You basically work for Comcast. If Comcast could produce like horrific genetic monsters and servants of their goals, let's be honest. And pretend like they wouldn't do that. Matt, I don't know if you're still in chat, but that's still a great name. XX Red 13. 360 no scope, 420 blaze it, Red 13. Hell yeah. Save game, take a rest. All right, guys, it's a long time to the next save point, so we're going to call it there. Just do a quick sign off. All right, so next week is big deal. We're changing up the format of the show significantly in that we're adding an extra 2 hours every day. It's 2 more hours of games. Instead of going from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific, we're going to go from noon to 6 p.m. Pacific. Now, that's a difficult time window for a lot of people to join, but you're still going to get extra games as a result. We're going to stagger the games. So, for example, Monday is going to be Shadow of the Colossus from noon until 2. From 2 until 4, we'll do Chrono Cross, and from 4 until 6, we'll do Final Fantasy Tactics. And on Tuesday, we're just going to stagger those and shift them so that we'll start with Tactics, followed by Shadow of the Colossus, followed by Chrono Cross, and so on each day. So you'll get to see those new games. If you don't get to see the game you want to see when you're able to watch, that's fine. I always load all of these videos onto YouTube. You can catch all the VODs. They're loaded within a few hours of the stream ending every night. So yeah, that's the plan. Next week is going to be Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy Tactics, War of the Lions, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, and Final Fantasy VII. We'll keep playing those until we beat them. We're also introducing Shadow of the Colossus, which is quite a bit of a shorter game. I wouldn't be surprised if we could beat Shadow of the Colossus next week just by playing it every day. But we'll see. We'll come up with something new to play after that as well. We might do some free play with like Smash Brothers, Mario Kart 8, multiplayer stuff that includes viewers and playing too. But anyway, you guys have a good weekend. We'll see you again on Monday. Get hyped for a 6-hour stream, and catch you later. Bye, everybody.